So I guess one of the things that I'm curious about your perspective on, because like I think there's a lot of, and maybe this could also just be for some reason that my Facebook algorithm has just been throwing all of this like I don't know, like, I don't wanna call it, like, feminist kind of stuff, but it's just, like, all the ways that women feel like they're, like, "Okay, we're done with this kind of bullshit of, like, I'm supposed to contribute 50-50 to the household now, but then I'm also doing all of the household chores and doing all of the care of the kids and this, that, and the other thing," and talking about the male loneliness epidemic because women are just, like, opting out of relationships altogether because they're just kinda sick and tired of the double standards. And so I'm kind of wondering like what your thoughts are on like what do healthy relationships between men and women look like? Because now there's also this fad of like going back to the trad wife, and where men are like, no, like you have to be the leader, and women are here to serve us, and this, that, and the other thing, right? And so it's just like all of this noise happening, and I feel like there's like gender wars going on, and it's just hard to decipher.
So you remember earlier in our conversation how I pointed out you're never ever in a million years going to know who I truly am, because in order to do that you're going to have to live every single second of my experience on this earth. Because of that, you only have your perspective and what you've experienced. I only have my perspective and what I've experienced. And unless we actively pursue understanding other people's experiences, we're never going to know what other people's experiences are. So what this leads to is a discrepancy between the arguments that are going on here. So me and my girlfriend, we call this pink jobs and blue jobs. And it's just a fun, light way of defining what responsibilities we're going to manage in the relationship, in the partnership. So let's take sex and intimacy and expectation, all of that off of the table, and just look at this institutionally. And I know that that's not likely going to resonate with a female audience because we're missing some emotional aspects of that, and I totally appreciate that. I'll put those back in after, but right now let's just zoom out and we'll look at this from this perspective. Let's say there are 100 tasks related to operating a household. If you have kids, it might be 200 tasks. Regardless, let's just say there are 100 tasks on that list. So traditionally, tasks that were very labor intensive or required dense muscle and bones and physicality to accomplish those things, like mowing the lawn, tending to the horses, building the shed outside, those kind of fall onto traditionally a man to do, because that was what the expectation was back then. It's unwritten, unspoken. It just was kind of the expectation. On the other hand, there are some tasks like child care, like making sure that the child is being fed, making sure that it is properly clothed and bathed, and or maybe cooking dinner for the whole group of people. So these are also tasks. Okay, so those tasks, because they were more human focused, more emotionally focused, or more nurturing, fell to the more feminine natured people, right? So you have this traditionally the way that it was just because that's how it was, and then this traditionally because that's just how it was, and now you got these two different groups of responsibilities, and we never really sit down and like allocate who's supposed to do what. So here's what I'm going to say. Let's fix this for everybody on both sides. Take some time with your significant other. I don't care if you're a full hard left-leaning feminist or you're a right-wing extremist red pill man who needs to be in control of every woman who's ever been in your life. I don't care. Let's just assume that we're somewhere in the middle here with everybody, and we all just want some semblance of balance with each other. Write down what the responsibilities are in your organization, and then delegate. If you don't like cooking dinner, and I don't mind cooking dinner, let me cook dinner, right? This is assuming too, okay? Every day we both wake up, we both go to a job, and we both earn an income. I don't care which is higher or lower, it doesn't matter. We both go to work, we earn an income, we come home at the end of the day, and now we have all of these operational tasks that need to happen in order for our household to be managed properly. So that's cooking, it's cleaning, it's the outside shit, it's the shoveling when the snow comes, it's the making sure the grass is mowed so you don't get a ticket, it's taking the garbage out, it's whatever all of these tasks are. And if you can clearly define that on both sides, the way me and my girlfriend do it is pink jobs and blue jobs because we love it. It's cute, it's fun. You do that. I'm the blue, she's the pink. You can assign different colors, make it green and orange. I don't care. But make it clear that that's what those roles are. And, when it comes time to change the oil, if the woman's job is to change the oil, then go change the oil. I'm going to expect that you get that done because when I look at the list of delegated tasks, you said, hey, listen, I don't want to cook. In exchange for not cooking, I'll change the oil once a month. Okay, get out in the garage and get it done then. I don't care what your excuse is. You're a part of this organization. Just like you would give your boss the best of you, your husband deserves the best of you. And I'll flip that around. Just as much as my boss deserves the best of me or expects the best of me in my role, my wife deserves the best of me when I come home and when I'm doing that. And so I have to save a little bit of energy to make sure that I get those things done.